622, 620, 608. $20, $21, $22. There we go. Got the red lock and everything. So after an hour and a half delay.
Yeah, hour and a half.
The place that had the auctions was closed on the day they have auctions, so we had a bunch of people waiting to get in, and they've got us into the building and everything, and then we realized we were at the wrong facility. So now we're at the right facility. We've got the lock, hopefully. Oh, we're good to go. Pin off. All right. This one was $40.
Yep.
$40. Cost that much in trash bags, I think, so. So, I can sort of smell the mustiness. That's always a good sign. It was the big liquor bottle. Yep.
So there's a wheelchair
Yep.
and some picture slides. So we're hoping for old stuff.
Yeah, we got Argus cartridges, or just lots of slides, which we have sold if they're like vacation or something like that. And what do we got here?
Oh, jewelry box.
Oh, cool. With even stuff in it.
Yep, yep. Might be costume, but who knows?
Oh,
There's a bunch of costumes. Here's a $40 right here. Nice.
Nike shoes. So we'll see what it is. If it's paparazzi, is that
More costume jewelry,
is it just
Yeah.
a box? Oh, it's a,
bags, and there's some underneath.
okay. So we'll have to see if this is.
Kenneth Cole.
See what, get a vibe of what this is. If it's grandpa's stuff or what's going on, or flea market person or what.
Grandma's stuff?
Grandma's stuff probably. Yeah. Well, I'm cold.
Yep.
So we'll go with the time lapse and start loading it up. Alright, so we got to a point where we're getting it pretty much cleaned out, but then you always get to the food, and why do people store food in here? Look how old, how long that's been here. It's not heated area. So, see what's living in that. So far we've got the blender, which is nice. Mixer. See if that works. And
jewelry down there.
oh yeah, some jewelry boxes. And yeah, keep at it. This is leftover, or everything from last night. It was about 5 degrees inside and outside the building, so we just loaded up and left. Lot to see. Some good stuff. But we've been looking at going to like a cargo van or a box truck, and after a unit like this we decided we want to box something with a cab separate from all this stuff, instead of a cargo van where whatever's living in here could come up and surprise you. So we want that separate. So there's a lot of some food and musty boxes. The back wall was all concrete, so any of these cardboard boxes that were against that back wall were just all moldy, sort of gross. So like your box of food stuff, there was this ottoman in there, and last night we sort of opened it up and looked in it, and something had been living in it, but in the bottom it's PS4, some VR goggles, so we'll have to see if they work. It looks like something maybe been nibbling on that, but we'll see. So now we're just going to pull this out and see what's all in here. So not too much, just more Hot Wheels and PlayStation 2 game, and some kind of watch. See if it's worth anything. Otherwise, that's it. Alright, so we sorted out that box that had the food on top. This is what we found. We've got a phone, but that's got Bluetooth, so I check that out, see if it's worth anything. Sometimes they sell. I'm not sure what that is. We got drill, which microphone for something. Let's see if that goes with a game or something. But we did find this. It's a Nintendo DS Lite, but it's got a bunch of games, and these are for Game Boy Advance, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Another one of these VR headsets. I'm not sure if they're worth anything, but we gotta look into that. Every unit has a trimmer. I don't know what to do with them. we usually just throw them away because nobody buys them except for when they buy them to put it in their storage unit. And then in the same box we've got our book of inspiration with psalms and everything, with the bag of adult toys for late night inspiration, I guess. But so that's it for that box. So it looks interesting for the rest of it. That's the thing, you got to go through all these boxes no matter what the top looks like. You never know what you're going to find in them. Done sorting through, and this is what we have for second look kind of items, but it's worth pulling out. And this is out of that whole trailer load. This is what we sorted out. So we got
laptop, you know, miscellaneous electronics. Some of it's just going to be junk, but I have to look into it, see what we find. Actually, a lot more. We were thinking this was an older person's storage unit, but it was actually probably someone in their 40s. So there's a lot of like gaming, electronics, speakers, but I think they must have been storing their mom's or stuff. So there is some older stuff like the slides and that, which if they're vacation, they actually sell. If they're like vintage vacation slides, a lot of office, school, DVDs, which don't sell that much, but we put them in like a box lot and then sell them for like 10, 15 bucks. Again, a lot of gaming stuff. Here's stuff that's new in the box, new sealed gaming stuff. Just electronics I'll have to go through, and Xbox One S, PS2, Game Boy, Packer thing, I don't know, change, hover thing, cars, older books, Bibles. We usually give those away if we can. Religious thing. Like I said, there's older. It's been mom stuff because there's some older things. A lot of boxes of this costume jewelry. So I don't know if they were selling it because we did find a couple of square readers. But then got into a couple boxes here, which was older. Moose Lodge hat. But we did find a couple of class rings from the 60s that were gold and a couple other gold and diamond rings. So for 40 bucks, and then it doesn't look like we took anything out of the trailer. So it'll be another 50 bucks to get rid of trash. And then once we start selling the stuff, karaoke machine, mixer, we did find the beaters and every glass bowl. This is one of their higher end ones, so that's a good score there, I think. Chris was thinking about $250 for that. Again, there's more electronics that I'll have to sit and go through. Tablets, all that. Milwaukee drill and charger and battery, which you usually either find the drill without the battery, and so that was nice to have it all together. And just some generic tools. There was like the wheelchair and the canes and that bench. That's something we'll probably either put in a lot or just take it to the church for the free will donation kind of thing for their garage sale. And then some miscellaneous old printers and stuff like that we have a guy that takes all that. So that'll be nice to get that out of here. But like we've said, it's a lot of work, but it's pretty fun to just go through and randomly find stuff.